As Neville Goddard, one of the great mystics of our time, taught, the Bible is not a record of ancient history, but a psychological drama taking place in the human mind. Every character represents a state of consciousness you pass through. So Easter then is not merely a religious holiday. It's the ongoing mystical experience of your own resurrection from limitation to power, from fear to love, from death to life, from the old self to the Christ within you. This is your resurrection day. It's your friend here, Dr. Mpali, and kind of Tap the Good, and this is about unlocking Neville Goddard's mystical Easter secrets to help you transcend and transform your reality. Let's begin with the words of Jesus from the book of John. And again, I said, I'm referring to the Bible not as a book of religion, but a point of reference. Because the Bible to me is a psychological book, a book that helps me connect to my inner power. Now, John 11:25, it's written, I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. Neville Goddard revealed that when scripture speaks of I am, if it's not referring to a man who was alive 2,000 years ago, it speaks of your own I amness, your awareness of being. Jesus said is I am. Everybody says I am. We have the same first name. So this is referring to your I amness, the one who is saying I am. So every time you say, I am sick, I am broke, I am afraid, cross it out, you crucify yourself on the cross of limitation. And every time you declare, I'm abundant, I'm radiant, I am free, you resurrect yourself from the tomb of doubt. Now let's continue to Romans 6:6. Knowing this, that our old man is crucified with him, that the body of sin might be destroyed. That is Romans 6:6. Neville Goddard taught that the old man represents the limited identity you've unconsciously carried. The one who believes in lack, in sickness, and in being a victim of circumstances. And sin, my dear friends, he said, is simply missing the mark, failing to identify as the unlimited divine being you truly are. And the crucifixion then is the death of these old, unworthy, fearful ideas about yourself. And the resurrection is the assumption of your divine nature. Let me divert a little bit. I used not to believe in God because of religious people, because of religion, literally, because of my negative experiences I had with these religious people, certain religious people, not all of them, but some of them. They were very judgmental, they were very, they put you in a box. And I stopped believing in God because I tied God to religion. But let me tell you this, God is not religious. God has nothing to do with religion. Religion is man-made. Religion is man-made. When you start believing in God, you're not believing in religion. You're believing in God, the creator of everything you know and don't know. And the world will tell you, when you tell somebody, I believe in God, they laugh at you. They're like, yeah, that person is a loser. No, yeah, they've given up. No. When you believe in God, you have reinstated yourself as a child of God, a divine instrument created in his image. You are now a child of God. When you don't believe in God, you are a prodigal son, a prodigal daughter. You're believing in the world or something else to be the source of your power, to be the source, of your survival. And there are people who don't believe in God, but they also don't believe in the world. They believe in themselves. But who is yourself anyway? When you believe in yourself, you're believing in God, because the self, the presence of God in you, the presence that you are is God. So there are people who truly do not believe in religion. They do not believe in God. They believe in themselves. So they believe in God even if they are not conscious of it. Now let's get back to Neville's teachings. I just wanted to get that out of the way. So when you hear God, don't run away. I'm not talking about that religious God. That's an idea in people's minds. I'm talking about God, the force that beats your heart. All right. Now, when we go to the tomb is your own skull. Neville Goddard said, the tomb is your own skull. And when we go to Luke 24:2, it's written, and they found the stone rolled away from the sepulchre. The sepulchre, mystically understood, is your mind, a tomb where old beliefs, old ideas, and limiting assumptions have been buried. The stone represents your fixed states of consciousness, the stubborn thoughts of, I cannot, it's too late, I don't have enough, I'm not good enough, it's over for me. Now, this Easter, you're invited to roll away the stone of these old assumptions and allow the light of new possibilities to flood your awareness. And this is not about only wishful thinking. You gotta do the work. Because just as it took you that much time to cement those limiting beliefs that seem to be your reality, you will have to be religious about letting go of the old you, rolling the stone of the old personality that you believe to be your truth, and then acquiring the personality of Christ consciousness itself, becoming a child of God, like knowing, okay, I have a worldly father, I have a worldly mother, but my father is God. That is my source. Without God, I'm nothing. I'm just bones and flesh. Now let's continue putting on the seamless robe of I am. Now, Neville spoke of the seamless robe worn by Christ, a garment without seam or flaw. In John 19:23, then the soldiers, when they had crucified Jesus, took his garments and also his coat. Now the coat was without seam, woven from the top throughout. Neville explained that this seamless garment is a symbol of a unified consciousness, one not divided by doubt, fear, or conflicting beliefs. When you mentally put on the seamless robe of I am, you clothe yourself in divine protection. You no longer say I'm sick but hoping to be well, or I am broke but maybe one day I'll prosper. You boldly declare, I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am power, I am love, I am God's beloved child, and all things are possible to me now. It's believing that your tongue is creative. It's believing what is also said in the Bible when God said, command me ye. It's believing that your heartbeat, your life is God. So when you command, whatever you say comes to life. Because if you speak, you are supported by God's force within you. The force of life is the force of God. So whatever you say, that's what it is. It's a vibration that goes into the environment, into consciousness to bring back its like. So when you believe that your tongue is anchored in the power of God, then you don't have to wait for what you want. You say, I am well, and you believe it. You don't doubt. You don't go back and forth. You don't sow that seed and then you start planting weeds of, oh, maybe it will happen. But no. You believe with everything you got, I am well, and you get stuck on that. Now, Easter, let's talk about Easter as a daily experience. And let's refer to 2 Corinthians 5:17. Therefore, if a man can be in Christ, he's a new creature. All things are passed away. Behold, all things are become new. Now, Neville and other spiritual teachers like Reverend Ike, who I love By the way, you guys, if you haven't bought his CDs and books, it's time because that information is life-changing. These two teach that this is not a one-time event, but Easter should be a daily practice. So every morning when you arise, you can choose to resurrect yourself from the tomb of yesterday's limitations, or before you go to bed every night. Resurrect yourself from the tomb of the day's limitations. You can mentally roll away the stone, put on the seamless robe of I am, and boldly step into a new state of being. It's an ongoing mystical Easter between your consciousness. All right. Now let's get into crossing out, because I think on Friday, Jesus will be put on the cross and he will die, according to the Bible, according to history. That's when Jesus died, but we don't have to wait for that. Now I invite you to get in a meditative state, or, to give me all your attention, please. We are going to cross out limiting beliefs and all ideas of sickness and doubt and all of that. And we are going to resurrect after that to goodness and everything good that God promises in his kingdom, which is actually divine consciousness. Now, uncross your legs and arms and take a few deep breaths and repeat after me. Right here and right now, with the power of the Holy Spirit within me, speaking as me, I cross out every idea of sickness. I cross out every idea of doubt and limitation. I cross out every idea of poverty and scarcity. I cross out every idea of loneliness, struggle. I cross out every idea of limitation in any form, way, and presentation. I nail all limiting ideas to the cross, and they will no longer be part of my consciousness. I cross out all the negative stories that I have believed to be true. I cross out all negative beliefs that are logged in my subconscious mind and creating havoc in my life. I cross them out, and they will no longer be the source of my reality. I cross out my belief in the world of mass, material things. I cross out all sadness. I cross out my attachments to things, situations, and people. I nail all these things to the cross, and I resurrect as one with God. I cross out all limitations. I cross out all my acceptances of what no longer serves me as my truth. I cross out all lineage blockages that are negatively impacting my life. I cross out all garments that I accepted consciously or unconsciously from people, spiritual garments that limit me and vampire my progress. I cross out all attachments to negative spirits. I cross out my attachments and beliefs in negative energy. I cross out all sin locked in my DNA that is negatively influencing my reality. And I nail all this negativity to the cross and affirm with pure absolute certainty that these ideas die as I resurrect to my true identity as one with God, as a child of God. Now continue crossing out anything that you don't want. You can pause the video, you can slow the video, cross out loneliness. Say, I cross out loneliness. I cross out my lineage's curses. I cross out all bloodline curses and limitations. I cross out all negativity imposed on my name. I cross out all negativity that I've accepted consciously or unaccepted or unconsciously to affect my life. I cross out all my negative thinking habits. I cross out anything that blocks my light. I cross out all my belief in poverty. I cross everything out that you want to be erased from your reality. Excuse me. Or you can even pause the video and cross out anything that you really don't want to and you want to die to it. And say, I die to you. You will no longer influence me. I nail you to the cross. I roll the stone and you're no longer part of my consciousness. Now when you're done, and if you can say it out loud, and if I was really fast, just slow the video and just start crossing out, or come back to this part and repeat after me and just cross out anything. Just cross out all negativity. Now take a deep breath. Now let's begin. Let's continue. Now we are going to wear our new seamless robe. Say, I am enough. I am timeless. I am ageless, and I am eternal. I am powerful. I am God's beloved child. I am worthy. I am unlimited abundance. I am radiant health. And I am divine wisdom. Now take another long deep breath. Now maintain some silence and feel each of these declarations, feeling your being. I am enough. I am timeless, ageless, and eternal. I am powerful. I am God's beloved child. I am worthy. I am unlimited abundance. I am radiant health. I am divine wisdom. Let them sink into your unconscious mind. Let every cell in your body accept these statements, these declarations as your truth. Let your brain, let your memory remember that this is your only truth. Now, with each of these, sense yourself raising higher and higher and standing taller and taller. Now, close your eyes. And now, in your imagination, see before you a radiant, seamless robe. A robe shimmering with light. It's flawless, without seam, without flaw, weaving with some kind of divine substance, kind of like a liquid light. Now walk toward it with confidence. Now lift it over your head. And as you wear it, feel yourself becoming one with the I Am presence within you. Wear this robe with confidence. Your imagination is power. Declare within me, I am that I am. I am the resurrection and the life. I am whole, perfect, powerful, loving, harmonious, ageless, and happy. Now continue repeating after me in your mind or out loud with your robe still on. I am divine intelligence. I am radiant, healthy, right now. I am radiant health right now. I am infinite wealth now. I am love in action now. I am filled with faith in my Creator, my Source now. I am beautiful, radiant, vigilant now. I am in total, absolute, perfect health now. I am clothed in the seamless robe of I am. Now take a deep breath right here. Now visualize yourself walking through your life in this robe. Visualize yourself walking to your house. This robe is invisible to everybody else, but you can see it. It's your skin. You move around with grace and power. See yourself moving around with this confidence. See obstacles dissolving, doors opening, opportunities showing up. See yourself where you want to be. Your dreams coming true. Your gifts being resurrected. See yourself doing what you love to do, having what you want to have, being where you want to be, wherever, with whomever you want to be with. Take time with this seamless robe. And even when this video ends, just continue seeing yourself wearing this robe and see all obstacles melting like ice on fire. Take a deep, affirming breath. Know that you're no longer your old self. You are the Christ within. Now remember, you're wearing your seamless robe, yes. Every time you let the external world influence your emotions and you react and interact because of what's happening in your reality, and you respond to obstacles and problems with fear, you have undressed yourself from the seamless robe. Remaining with the seamless robe means that you are anchored in faith, knowing that if Jesus died to the cross, if Jesus went all the way and died to the cross, he died to the sins of the world. So Christ consciousness is dead to the sins of this world. And as Christ consciousness right now, as one with Christ, the saved people say born again, it means that you constantly die to the limitations and scares of the world. You're anchored in God. You're wearing your seamless robe. Do not let external environments influence your emotions. When you feel afraid, immediately say, I am strong. When you feel a little bit ill, immediately say, I am well. Whatever feelings and thoughts that are negative pop in, immediately wear your robe of confirmation of the positive. It will be okay. I am well. Everything is working together for my God, for my good. I'm anchored in God. I am the Christ within. I am one with God. I am a child of God. Literally, you have to pound this truth into your skull, into your brain, into your DNA. Every cell in your body has to believe this for you to break through all the illusion of this world. And this is ongoing work, you all. This is something you have to do every day, because the world is doing everything it can to get you off your seat of power. All right? Now that you have just experienced your mystical Easter, I will leave you with Galatians 2:20, where it's written, I am crucified with Christ. Nevertheless, I live, yet not I, but Christ liveth in me. Let all the old ideas be buried in the tomb of forgetfulness. Forget them. And daily choose to rise, put on your seamless robe, like I say, and declare the truth. I am that I am. Now, happy resurrection, happy Easter, and happy awakening, you all. And so it is. I'm sending you abundant love from my heart to yours, you all. And keep shining.